There is a phrase that makes many people uncomfortable when they first hear it. Who cares less controls it all. At first, it sounds cold. It sounds manipulative. It sounds like a game. But if you look deeper, you will realize it is not really about caring less. It is about needing less. There is a huge difference. Most people spend their lives chasing love, chasing approval, chasing attention, chasing validation, chasing opportunities, chasing people who are not choosing them. And the more they chase, the more powerless they become. Think about it. The moment your happiness depends entirely on someone else's response, you lose control. The moment your confidence depends on whether someone texts back, you lose control. The moment your self-worth depends on someone else's approval, you lose control. Why? Because your emotional state is no longer yours. It belongs to someone else. And that is exactly why so many people feel anxious in relationships, friendships, and even professional situations. They are constantly waiting for a message, waiting for attention, waiting for reassurance, waiting for someone to finally choose them. But the more desperate we become for something, the more we push it away. People can feel neediness. They may not always be able to explain it, but they can sense it. Neediness creates pressure. Confidence creates attraction. When you desperately need someone to stay, they feel responsible for your happiness. When you are already happy with your own life, they experience your presence as a choice, not a burden. This is why people who seem least obsessed often appear most attractive, not because they are playing games, but because they have built a life that does not revolve around one person. They have goals, they have purpose, they have standards, they have self-respect, and because of that, they do not cling. One of the biggest mistakes people make is believing that more effort always produces better results. Sometimes effort helps, but sometimes chasing sends a message you never intended to send. It communicates, I need you more than you need me. And whether it is dating, friendship, business, or life, imbalance creates weakness. The strongest position is not indifference. The strongest position is emotional independence. The ability to appreciate something without needing it to survive. That is real power. Because when you stop needing everyone to validate you, you become free. When you stop needing everyone to agree with you, you become confident. When you stop needing everyone to choose you, you finally choose yourself. And that changes everything. Most people are not rejected because they lack value. They are rejected because they forget their value. They start treating another person as the source of their happiness. And nobody wants that responsibility. Healthy attraction grows when two complete people come together, not when one person tries to complete themselves through another. The truth is simple. The less desperate you become, the more powerful you become. The less dependent you become, the more attractive you become. And the less you chase, the more room you create for the right things to find you. Have you ever noticed how the harder you try to hold on to something, the more it seems to slip away? This pattern appears everywhere. Relationships, friendships, career opportunities, even happiness itself. The reason is simple. When people start chasing, they often stop acting naturally. Instead of expressing themselves honestly, they begin performing. They overthink every message. They analyze every interaction. They constantly wonder what they need to do to become more attractive, more likable, more desirable. And without realizing it, they stop being themselves. The energy changes. What began as genuine interest slowly becomes obsession. And obsession creates pressure. Nobody enjoys feeling responsible for someone else's emotional stability. Imagine meeting someone whose mood depends entirely on your attention. At first, it may feel flattering, but eventually it becomes exhausting. This is why many people unintentionally push others away. Not because they care too much, but because they depend too much. Dependency is heavy. Confidence is light. People are naturally drawn toward individuals who have their own lives, their own goals, and their own sense of identity. Someone who says, I enjoy being with you, but I will still be okay without you. That energy feels safe. It feels healthy. It feels attractive. Unfortunately, many people confuse attraction with pursuit. They believe if they just try harder, love will finally arrive. If they text more, give more, sacrifice more, wait longer, then eventually they will be chosen. But attraction rarely works that way. People are not attracted to desperation. They are attracted to certainty, not certainty about the future, certainty about yourself. The certainty that says, I know my value. I know what I deserve. I know who I am. And when someone knows these things, they stop chasing, not because they no longer care, but because they trust. They trust that what is meant for them will not require endless pursuit. This mindset changes everything. Instead of asking, how do I make them choose me? You begin asking, are they even right for me? Instead of seeking approval, you start evaluating compatibility. Instead of begging for attention, you start observing effort. Instead of trying to convince someone of your value, you simply embody it. The moment this shift happens, your entire life changes, because now you are no longer operating from fear. You are operating from abundance, and abundance is magnetic. People can feel it. Opportunities can feel it. Life responds differently when you stop acting like there is only one path, one person, or one chance for happiness. Because there isn't. There are always more opportunities. There are always more possibilities. There is always more life waiting for you than you can currently see. Attracting is not passive. Many people misunderstand this concept. They hear "stop chasing" and assume it means sitting at home doing nothing. That is not attraction. That is avoidance. Attraction is active self-development. It is becoming the kind of person who naturally creates opportunities. Think about the people who seem effortlessly magnetic. They are not necessarily the smartest. They are not always the most attractive. They are not always the richest, but they possess something powerful. They have presence. They have confidence. They have purpose. They are deeply invested in their own lives, and that investment becomes attractive. The truth is that people are drawn toward energy, not perfect appearances, not perfect words. Energy. Someone who genuinely enjoys their life carries a different energy. Someone who respects themselves communicates differently. Someone who knows their worth behaves differently. And others notice. This is why focusing entirely on another person often backfires. While you are busy studying them, you stop developing yourself. While you are busy chasing them, you stop building your own life. While you are busy trying to become attractive to them, you stop becoming attractive to yourself. The strongest shift you can make is this. Become the person you would admire. Become the person you would respect. Become the person you would want to spend time with. Develop your skills. Take care of your health. Build meaningful friendships. Pursue your goals. Learn new things. Create experiences. Grow emotionally. Grow spiritually. Grow mentally. And something fascinating happens. As your life becomes fuller, your desperation becomes smaller. As your purpose grows, your neediness shrinks. As your confidence increases, your fear decreases. And suddenly, people begin noticing you differently. Not because you are trying harder, but because you are no longer trying to force anything. You become relaxed, authentic, grounded, and authenticity is incredibly attractive. The irony is that many of the things people desperately chase often arrive only after they stop chasing them. Not because the universe is playing games, but because they finally become emotionally available to receive them. When your entire identity is built around wanting something, you create tension. When you are already fulfilled and open, you create space, and life tends to move toward open spaces. That is the essence of attraction, not manipulation, not pretending not to care, not playing hard to get, simply becoming someone whose life is already meaningful. The greatest lesson you can learn is that attraction is not about getting people to like you. It is about becoming someone you genuinely like. Because no amount of attention can fix a lack of self-respect. No relationship can permanently solve insecurity. No achievement can completely heal self-rejection. Everything starts with your relationship with yourself. Most people spend years trying to earn love from others. Very few spend time learning how to give love to themselves. And that is why they feel empty, even when they get what they wanted. Because external validation is temporary. Internal confidence lasts. The next time you find yourself obsessing over someone, pause and ask, what am I neglecting in my own life? What goals have I stopped pursuing? What dreams have I postponed? What parts of myself need attention? Often the answer is there. Many people chase others because they have stopped building themselves. But the moment you return your focus inward, your power returns. You remember who you are. You remember your value. You remember that your life is bigger than one person, one opportunity, or one outcome. And from that place, everything changes. You become calmer, more confident, more patient, more attractive, not because you are trying to be attractive, but because you are no longer operating from fear. Remember this, the goal is not to care less. The goal is to need less. The goal is not to become cold. The goal is to become secure. The goal is not to stop loving. The goal is to stop losing yourself while loving others. Because the strongest person in any situation is not the one who pretends not to care. It is the person who knows they will be okay, no matter what happens. That is true confidence. That is true freedom. And that is why the people who stop chasing often end up attracting everything they were looking for in the first place. Thank you so much for watching. If this video helped you, don't forget to like, leave a comment, and subscribe for more content on self-growth, confidence, and mindset. Remember, the more you focus on building yourself, the less you need to chase anyone or anything. What's meant for you will come naturally when you become the person you're meant to be. Take care, keep growing, and I'll see you in the next video.